In 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Secret Sex Dungeon. My name is Luke McFan, and tonight we're going to be heading further into the temple of... what's the name of this guy again? Just trying to remember. The Hidden Shrine of Tamachan.
Zertizelia.
From Zotilia. From the lovely Yawning Portal. And our adventurers join us tonight. We are missing two. Gabby and Chris could not make it, but we do have Magnus, played by Matt, Davos, played by Alex, Ko, played by Beck, Thorax, played by Kelvin, and in a short while we should have with us Syl, who is played by Jordan. For the moment, however, we have a duplicate of Thorax's screen. Now, in our most recent adventure, the adventurers from the Secret Sex Dungeon delved further through the tombs, finding a few little trinkets along the way, a flying statue that was essentially a, what would you say, some kind of small steel-like statue that, upon pressing one of the buttons, Magnus found was flying around. And was going ahead and moving all the way.
Just so you know.
Yep, yeah, that's all good. I think it's coming through on Twitch. Okay, it's just going to be Discord on my computer. Streaming from the laptop, guys. Go ahead and if you hear the stream get a bit chunky, let us know in the Twitch chat. But for the moment, our adventurers chased around a statue for a short while. Magnus found out that he has been bestowed with the ability to fly, casting one of his spells with the ability, a set of fey wings sprouted from his back, and he was able to carry our paladin around for a short while. But other than our monk, sorry, not our paladin. And other than that, the adventurers found their way further through the tomb into a room that was full of cat-like creatures. There was a large statue of a jaguar-like man made of stone. There was a very large stone calendar on one side of the room, and small cats throughout. There was also a what would you call it? A large tiger in the middle of the room that our adventurers avoided, though noted there is likely some gold inside of the gut of the creature. Now, for the moment, our adventurers moved a few things from an altar that was sitting in front of the calendar on the wall over where Davos is, which you should be able to see in the Twitch chat over here. In the Twitch stream, and after moving one of the daggers, Ko turned after Magnus and Bell begun walking towards this rather large statue of the jaguar-like man, and found that it begun to dissolve from stone back into some kind of flesh. And after turning into more flesh-like creature, yelled out across the cavern, "Who dares disturb the altar?" And that is where we find our adventurers now. So, adventurers.
Just to quickly say, it's really bad audio.
Okay. So.
Maybe it's the background, I don't know.
Might be the background.
Yeah, it's a little bit better now.
A little bit better. Cool. So.
Yeah.
Much better.
Much better.
Fantastic. So, adventurers, you have a statue in front of you that has just turned to life and is now going ahead and is asking you who has disturbed the altar, and looks to be menacingly brandishing a spear at you all.
At this point, I'm kind of holding the knife and I'm just like, you know, like a bird in Aladdin, where he just is like, "Oh, put that down, didn't touch it."
For sure. You put it back on the altar, and...
Like really carefully and cautiously, like...
Question, was this entity, was he speaking in common?
You would have understood him there. I don't know that any of the others, besides Davos, would actually have understood.
The DM froze.
Yeah, he totally did.
Am I back? Am I back? Am I back?
We win. We won the game.
Yay! 1,000 XP and 1,000 gold.
You
If
win,
he's not back in
D&D.
15 minutes, we can totally do it.
Okay, so
The Catman says you're all good and does a breakdance, I guess.
you start to think you
I don't know if this is live for us or the stream or nobody.
So sorry, guys.
In the meantime, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Discord.
we are not sponsored by
I guess
Discord.
doesn't sponsor us at all.
No, we'd like to thank
I don't want to get
the
into trouble here.
Platform allows us to function, so it's like they're sponsoring us.
Yeah, but I don't credit my clothes for letting me do my job.
It's like,
Well,
it's like
maybe you
finishing
should.
an
Maybe
assignment.
should.
Maybe you should.
Yeah, I should. That's where I've been going on this whole time.
It's rude not to, really.
However, you do have this creature in
knock,
front
knock.
of you that
Who's there?
T.
To who?
Tieflings are dumb.
Oh no! Oh, we'll run into that one.
that was
I'm not
bad.
being part of it, really.
That was bad.
High five, Matt. Internet high five.
Okay, so can you guys hear me? Okay. Am I just frozen?
He might be back.
He owes us platinum.
He's back! Yay!
You owe us
Hello.
platinum.
I do
Yeah,
owe you anything.
We did a lot of stuff while you were gone.
Fantastic.
We
That's
totally
good
killed
news.
the cat.
I
So-
told hilarious jokes.
You told hilarious.
They were pretty
jokes.
good. The tiefling
sounds-
one was amazing.
That
To
sounds
tell was
wonderful.
good, the tiefling one.
No, we don't want to hear that one.
We want to hear it
It
again.
wasn't very funny.
It was hilarious.
I did actually hear the tiefling one.
Huzzah!
But bear with
Hey,
us for a
Jordanian.
moment while I slip
Hello.
around the what do you call this thing? The overlay, so that everyone can be in their places. However, while this happens, Magnus, I believe you said you were going to you were asking a question about the nature of this creature, right?
I was just asking if he spoke in common or in another tongue.
Yeah, so he was definitely speaking in another tongue. You know that it was in Infernal, because you understand that language. And
Okay.
it seems as though he is speaking this language that seems to be common around the tombs here.
Oh, good. I will respond to him in Infernal,
Okay.
and I'm going to hold up my hands in a very non-threatening gesture, like, hey, nothing here, man, and I am going to say to him, peace, friend, we meant no disrespect.
Yeah, cool. You see him look across at you, and he says, "No disrespect. Who dares to assault it? Who dares to desecrate the altar?"
No desecration was intended. If it was done, it was by ignorance, not intent.
Ignorance. You can read the glyphs on these walls. This is a sacred place. How dare you?
I can read the glyphs, but not all present can.
How do you mean? How can people
Not
read?
everyone here speaks the language that this place has inscribed upon it.
But it is the language
I
of the
look
land.
at him like I can't understand, even
So
though I
you're-
can.
You're looking
That's
across
just
at
literate.
Sure, okay. So you're looking across as though you don't understand Davos. And he is looking back across at you guys at the moment and seems to be in conversation mostly with you, Magnus. And at this point, he just says, "What is your purpose here? What are you doing?"
Our purpose here is one of cleansing. This place has been desecrated to a high degree, but not by us. We removed that taint.
Dare would desecrate these ruins. You see him looking around. Just roll an insight check.
$14.
14. It looks as though he's kind of like taking in his surroundings and a little confused at the moment, as though something is different about the room. You see him looking down at some of the statuettes for a short while. He just looks across and he's like, regardless, I have been given duty to protect the altar.
Do I get the impression that he doesn't realize how much time has passed?
Yeah, it might be that there's that could be something that's confusing him. He's looking around at some of the like smaller cats that are on the ground, and yeah, just looking a little confused. You see at this point he takes the spear and he says, I know that you may not have intentionally desecrated this area, though your friends have, and for that they will pay. And you see at this point he begins stepping down from the podium he's standing on and moving across the room.
As in, past me?
He's about to, yes.
Magnus, what's going on? What's he doing?
I'm ready, Max.
Steel yourselves. I don't think this is going to be ended peacefully.
But you sounded so charismatic.
I know! I'm just gonna say, we don't want this to end in violence, friend, but we will defend ourselves.
He says, that is fair. The blood must be paid. And you see him throw the spear into the air and overhand grab it, and it looks as though he's about to throw the spear directly at Ko.
I run forward with my shield.
Okay, cool. So from where you are... Oh, sorry, one sec. I am just trying to... No, he's not a lion. Why would he be a lion? Let me...
Lion?
A lion? He's not a lion.
A pink one.
He's not a pink lion.
And as soon as this guy's, raised his spear in an aggressive fashion, I would have called him my luck blade.
Okay, cool. So, right now, I'm going to get everyone to roll initiative, and I will go ahead and get those values from you. 12 for Davos.
21 for
21.
Coleman.
Ooh.
21 for Ko and Thorax.
That is a natural one from me.
Natural 1 for... And you have no modifier, Magnus?
+1.
Okay,
Ooh.
so 2. So it's a 2.
And Sil got 7.
7. Fantastic.
He's distracted by the cats.
That's a natural 1 for it also. However,
Hooray!
it has a 2+.
I like how he's the one doing all the action, but he's the one who's reacted last almost.
However, he does react first for the fact that it is his action that has triggered combat.
Oh yeah!
So,
Damn it, man.
yeah.
Actually, no, then that kind of works out perfectly, right?
So he'll go first,
in
we'll
in
have
time,
the first
though.
round. Yeah.
Cool.
So, Ko, remind me once more, what's your armor class?
12.
12? Really? Base
I'm
armor
a
is
squishy.
base armor is 12, and then you add your
Oh,
dex.
I
and
don't
you're a
have special
rogue.
armor. I'm 12.
No, but
That's what I have.
you have leather armor, right? And what's your dexterity modifier?
2.
Probably loves.
2. So you'd have a 14. That should be your armor class if it's just
It
standard.
printed out from D&D Beyond as 12.
Okay, that'd maybe
Beyond
be
lies.
base, but yeah, that's
They're trying to kill me, man.
Okay, so it's going to go ahead and throw a spear at you at this point in time, and I'll take 14 as your armor class, but that's a 17 on the die, so it's not going to matter too much because it'll be 19 to hit.
You're breaking up a bit, sorry.
Sorry.
Excuse me?
A spear goes through you with a total of, it's going to be 4 piercing damage.
Uncanny dodge?
You can uncanny dodge. Half damage. I think that's how it works, right?
Half damage, yeah.
So you'll take 2 points instead. The music is very bizarre right now, and not exactly what I had intended. Let's go ahead.
It's on every time you talk.
Oh, I know. This is the music that I was meaning for this battle. Fantastic. Okay, so Ko, you have taken 2 points of piercing damage, and you see the creature now, Magnus, turns to you and is just going to try and shove you because it doesn't see that you have done anything wrong here, though it is just fulfilling its duty. So it's going to go ahead and make a strength check to push you out of its way, sort of like 5 feet back into Bell. And that's going to be a 17, and you can oppose with a strength check.
Yeah, this is going to be great. I'm super strong.
I gathered that impression.
5.
A 5, fantastic. So you kind of fall back into Bell, and at that point you see that it begins walking across the room towards the altar where Davos and Ko are currently standing.
Wait, like Davos and Co, or like Davos and Company?
Ko, the fire genasi that is with you guys. So yes, my computer is being quite slow, but at the moment, Ko and Thorax, it is your turns. So what would you like to do?
I would like to remove the spear from my leg, please.
Sure, you
What
can
a
do that.
princess.
That's not going to fight with it.
I'll take it.
I didn't say I wouldn't fight with them, I'm just saying I'm removing it from my leg.
Just made your leg longer and wider for extra damage kicks.
If it was on my foot, maybe.
So you can see it's come up into range with
Use
you.
the green circle. Okay. In that case, I'm going to duck behind the nearest statue and hit my.
I mean,
Like
the
so.
nearest statue is like a house cat. That is.
Yeah, I'm gonna be stealthy as fuck.
Okay, you can try.
So I'm just picturing it.
10.
Like,
10. So you're just going to move from where it was within reach of you?
And like try to hide.
Okay, so
Behind.
is it the green circle?
It is
Yeah.
the green circle, yeah. So as you try to hide, it makes an attack of opportunity at you with its claws that are extremely large on the end of its hand. And that is going to be 10 plus...
He's trying to kill me, I swear.
5, which is 15, I believe hits your armor class.
Can you uncanny dodge?
Once per round. So that's going to be 7 slashing damage at that point. And you rolled a 10 for your stealth check. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as you kind of get slashed, you go to dive onto the ground and it rakes across your back. And you kind of dive behind this cat, but realize that you're a humanoid creature that is quite large, and it's difficult to hide behind a tiny house cat. So you don't
Worth a shot.
don't think that it has lost its interest in you. However, Thorax, I mean, anything else that you want to do? You could keep using your movement. Ko?
I'm hitting my blade.
Okay, cool. And that's with Produce Flame.
Alright, well, on my turn, since I am crap, and I don't think I have that many offensive spells ready to go, I'm gonna waddle over to Syl, slap him on the butt, and cast Haste. As I do that, I say, "Go get him, Tiger." Ow.
Nice. Cool. So you cast that, and Syl, everything you feel this slap on your butt, and it feels like everything kind of slows for a moment, and as though even for like a touch from Thorax, his hand, and you realize then that everything around you is moving at like roughly half pace, like things are slow. You kind of like can feel even your breath is like reduced in its like speed. You can feel your heartbeats between seconds, and it seems as though everything around you has slowed. So Thorax, anything else that you wanted to do?
No, I used my movement, my bonus action to say, "Go get him, Tiger." I'm just going to move myself up a square, so I'm and then I do finger crossbows as Syl does his move.
Nice, very nice. So Davos, comes to your turn. What are you doing?
I hit him with my axe.
Nice. So you come forward and swinging this axe. Go ahead and roll some damage for me. Let me know what you do.
First one's a 19.
19's going to hit.
And that's 11 damage.
11 damage. And this is with your Berserker Axe?
Yeah.
Yep.
Then 18.
18 hits.
That's 9 damage.
9 damage. Very nice.
Yep, that's what I do.
Fantastic. Okay, so you're up in its face now. That's the end of your turn. Syl, comes to you. Now.
Oh, that was quick.
Yeah, it does. I mean, was. Good grammar.
And I am too now.
So, the target's speed is doubled. It gets a +2 to AC, has advantage on Dex saving throws, gains an additional action on each of its turns. So the action can only be used to take the attack action, or the dash, disengage, hide, or use an object. So, cool. Go ahead and let me know what you want to do.
Well, I start off. I suppose I would hear him say like "Go get him, Tiger," but like on the it would be like "Go get him, Tiger."
Yeah.
It really like slows down. So I'm feeling pretty different here. I'd just like to run,
Oh no, you cut out.
I'm assuming after my first step. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be going like pretty fast relative to everyone else, so I would like to run around him very quickly, in a circle, as far around as I can go.
Sure.
And potentially back again.
Yeah, like easy. Are you going
it's oh my god, I'm so fast.
Within his grasp, or?
Well, if I move within his grasp and stay within his grasp and don't leave it.
Yep.
There's no opportunity there, is there?
No, and you know that he's already made an opportunity attack this round.
Yeah. And I'm pretty fast.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go around him in circles for a bit. Halfway there, I just want to hit him roughly where his butt would be.
Okay. Just into the base of a tail. Nice.
Just boom. Cool. And attempt a stunning strike with that attack.
Fantastic. So roll your attack.
Oh wait, there's a statue in my way. Is there?
It's it's a tiger, like a life-size tiger, so you could jump over it quite easily. Like especially your haste
I'll be
form.
doing
You kind of dart around,
Yay.
like around this like large jaguar-like creature for a moment, and in between one of Davos's like axe swings, you actually manage to like pass between the axe and the creature, and kind of like tap it on the nose. And, yeah, just extremely quick right now. So.
Oh. Okay, I'm rolling an attack. Yes.
Yeah.
For the butt hit.
For the butt hit.
Oh, good. 25 to hit.
A 25 hits.
Yeah.
Surprisingly enough.
And what's my damage? Okay. Oh yes. Okay, so that's 10 damage.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Can I ask
10 damage.
One thing.
Yes.
As a monk, are your unarmed strikes what type of damage and what class of damage? Are they
bludgeoning?
And is it normal?
They're bludgeoning and magical for the purpose of overcoming resistance to non-magical attacks.
Thank you very much. Okay, so 10 damage.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hooray! And please make a Constitution saving throw, Mr. Big Giant Thing.
That's in the. I need to stop rolling on books. Okay, Constitution saving throw is a 16.
Okay, you win. But I'm not done. So I continue moving around him.
Nice.
And I throw 2 more attacks, flurry of blows.
Yep.
So 2 more at him. Pow pow. Aiming for his, I don't know, the side of the butt again. I'm really going for the butt.
Nice.
Pow, pow, pow. Is he kind of big?
Oh, he's humanoid. Like, he's jacked. But,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then I guess I'm still going for the butt. Alright.
You draw a picture.
I love it, Nicky.
Oh. Whoa, jeez.
That's weird.
Is that the thing? Or is that not the thing?
I think that's the thing.
No idea. Alright, well, I rolled a 13 on the first attack.
Okay, so 13 hits.
Oh, and a natural 20 on the second attack.
Okay, cool. So roll your damage separate and double the second. Oh, double the dice, sorry.
So the first one hit, right?
First one hit, yep.
Okay,
Yeah,
then that's 5 damage on the first, 5 on the first, and then for the natural 20 on the second attack.
Yep.
So I rolled damage, I double the dice, and then add the modifier?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got a 5 on the dice, so that's 10 plus 4, so 14 on the second.
Ooh. Nice
And
work.
please make a dexterity saving throw.
Dex save. Okie doke. Just checking a thing here. Cool.
Sorry, my turns take long, guys.
No, that's okay. That'll be a
There's
15.
a lot of strikes. 15?
Yeah.
Ah, you son of a bitch. Okay, well, good thing I get 1 extra attack, because I'm gonna use it after running back a little bit.
Nice.
So I'm throwing another attack, and that is for 11 plus what? 7? 18.
18 hits.
So that hits. Please make another Constitution saving throw.
If you guys are complaining about the rolling I'm doing tonight, Beck bought me these extremely cute, tiny little dice.
It's kind of like, which side did it land on?
They're so cute and tiny.
Okay, so Constitution save, you said?
Yes, please.
That's a 21.
Son of a bitch. Alright, then I guess that's the end of my attack. No, I get 1 more.
Yep.
Thank you, Haste. Wait, 1 attack, an extra attack, 2 flurries of blows, and the bonus attack from Haste. I'm just throwing another one at his butt. Fine, 19. 19 plus 7, 20, 26.
Yep, that hits.
And the damage, we're looking at a 6. And please make a 3rd Constitution saving throw, damn it.
Okay, let's
I'm
see what
trying to
happens.
channel so much goddamn key into you, and it's just not fucking working.
Well, it may this time because it's an 8 on his Constitution save.
Yes, that's lower than 13.
Nice.
All right,
Nice.
so please welcome to the land of being stunned until the end of someone's turn. Until the start of my next turn.
Nice. Nice.
Yes.
So
Putting
just
that
to
out
let
there.
just to let you know, you did 35 damage that round. So
Thanks, Kelvin.
comes to his turn, and
I take most of the credit.
that's fair. He is stunned and does not do anything. So
Yay!
cool. So nothing happens there, and then it's Magnus's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna get right up in his business,
Yep.
and I am going to say to him in Infernal, I apologize, but I did give you the chance to end this peacefully.
Nice. Yeah, so you can make it
So
up
I
to
will
him with
move my token.
no issues. And Syl, I'm imagining that you're just kind of like throwing the torch up in the air and letting a couple of punches off and then grabbing it again and then punching and then throwing the torch up and
Yeah,
Okay.
thanks for adding that in there.
So what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to attack with my packed weapon. With my thirsting blade, I get 2 strikes now, but I'm also gonna add the green flame blade cantrip to those strikes.
Nice. Okay.
Okay, so and these with advantage, yeah, because he's stunned.
Yeah, they would be.
Okay. The first one's a 17.
17 hits.
Second one's a 12.
12. 12 matches the armor class, which for a match that hits.
Okay, let's do some damage. So the first strike does 3 piercing and 4 fire damage.
So 3 piercing, so 7 total. 3 piercing, and it's from a magical. Wait a minute. From no,
Yes, yes it is.
Yep. So 7 total. Cool.
The next one does 8 piercing and 5 fire damage.
Ooh, ouch. That hurts. 8 piercing and 5 fire. Fantastic.
So my luck blade bursts into green fire as I make 2 forward thrusting strikes, one towards his torso, the second towards his leg.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, you kind of see that as you penetrate into the skin of the creature, that it just kind of erupts with flame from within its flesh, almost like setting alight its internals. And yeah, this green flame kind of bursts out from the sides. Nice one, nice one. Comes to Bell and Falcor, and Bell, seeing the amount of damage that this thing is... Sorry?
It's not here though.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna attack for them. I'm gonna make the DM's gonna play with himself here for a bit, live on screen.
Oh yeah.
You heard it here first, guys.
Seeing Bell, seeing that the creature's doing quite a lot of damage, taking quite a lot of damage, Bell is gonna go ahead and cast Chill Touch, and I believe it's a ranged spell attack, which she'll have advantage on. The first is I think her modifier is a 4, so that's 15. Still hits, and gonna try for the natural 20. Nope, exactly the same roll. So Chill Touch. That's gonna be 2d8 damage. 5, 11 cold damage from that. And Falcor is going to go ahead and take a shot with his longbow, which I believe somewhere here we've got... It's going to be a D8 piercing if it hits. It's an 8 plus his ranges, which is going to be only about a 3, I'd say. That misses. He's going to use his second attack to do the same thing, and that's going to hit. So a D8, which is 8 damage. 25. Okay, so comes back around to the top of the round. Ko and Thorax. It is your turns. What would you like to do?
Is it possible to jump over this cat statue if it...
You could like step over it.
It's very small then.
It is
okay,
a
hold on.
house cat, like on the ground that has.
Well, I
been
thought it
fixed.
was going to be on a plinth. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, it's taxidermy.
Which way is the dude facing?
Currently, he's looking at Magnus after Magnus drove like a sword through his leg.
I'm gonna kind of dash around to his back and use my magic blade and heated blade and stab him in the butt.
Okay, so you'll have...
I'm technically standing where Davos is standing, but I don't want to delete his icon.
Cool. So because he is actually, what do you call it? Stunned, you have advantage on the attack, which means if you have a hit, it's an auto crit. That's your assassinate thing, right?
My goodness.
Assassin.
And don't you get sneak attack as well?
Yeah, so if it's auto crit, it's going to be like, rain the D6s.
Gonna make it rain.
Jeez, we make a good team. Hopefully.
Yeah,
That
I know.
is.
Do I still need to roll to hit?
You still need to roll to hit.
Well, that was a 19 plus 6.
Nah, it doesn't hit.
And the second was an 11.
Yeah, so it hits, which means that it is an auto critical because of your
And
I am
crit
an assassin.
is times 2.
Crit
Like I do
is
2.
you double the dice and then add your modifier. So roll the dice. You can either roll more d6 if you want to like hold a handful of dice, or you can roll however many you do usually take.
But it says I give a d4 plus 2.
For your... Yeah, so you'd roll 2d4 for
Dagger.
the dagger, and then you'd also roll your sneak attack dice, but you would be going ahead and doubling all of those dice.
Including the d4?
Yeah, so instead of 1d4, you would roll 2. Or you can roll 1 and double it.
It got 6 either way. 2 3s.
Nice. So just keep a tally of what you're getting.
My sneak attack's not on here. No, found it. Oh, I had to roll 6. He.
Yeah. So
Wait, I forgot. Hang on. 23. I forgot to add a dice.
So 23 total. Cool. Fantastic. You can see that the creature's pretty badly wounded. You've done your strike, and anything else that you wanted to do?
Disengage.
Cool. Yeah, you like duck underneath Davos's axe and like stab the creature, and then just get the hell out of there again, managing to like put your...
And it's magic damage as well as heat damage.
Yeah, so I'd take that this is just fire damage. It's not necessarily like piercing, because you cast your cantrip and like...
Yeah,
heat
so
it.
it's magic as well, though, because I use my magic blade.
Yeah, so it's a magical dagger. Cool. Very good, very good. Thorax, what are you doing?
Who is the bad guy focusing on right now?
right now, he is looking at Magnus.
I see. And between me and Magnus, what size statue is it? I assume not cat.
No, it's a tiger. It is a large, like a full-sized taxidermied tiger.
Hmm. Can I get around? 1, jump over the cat, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to...
You could crawl under.
Mildly acrobatically.
Yeah.
No. Yes. I will crawl under it in an attempt to get to Magnus, touch his pinky toe, and cast invisibility on him.
Oh, nice. Okay. So you go ahead and cast invisibility. Magnus, you feel a hand on your foot for a second, and you look down and see Thorax. You begin to feel like arcane energy swell across you. Are you going to try and resist this, or go with it?
No, I'll go with it.
Cool. So you turn Magnus invisible, and that.
I also yell, "Go!" I don't yell anything. Never mind.
It is like, yeah. Nice. So you go ahead and do that, and you're currently underneath the tiger. Not sure whether you've been seen.
Actually, sorry, change my mind. I'm gonna yell out "Wop."
Wop. Nice. I love it. Cool. Okay, so that's the end of your turn. Davos comes to you. What you doing?
I hit it with my axe.
Nice. Did you roll your wisdom save on your last round?
Wisdom save. What was that for?
With your axe, right?
No, only if I take damage. I haven't taken any.
That's true.
Oh, thank
That's
God.
very true.
I'm just normal angry.
I'm just regular angry.
12.
12 hits.
6 damage.
6 damage.
And then I got a 21
Okay.
and another 7 damage.
Okay. So, as you make your second strike, how would you like to do this?
I just need to consult the diagram. Just upward swing into the crotch.
Ow. Brutal. But effective nonetheless. You kind of open him up to about his belly button, extending his legs about that much further. But you do manage to kill the creature, and it is laying on the ground, beginning to bleed out, and it's looking towards you, and you see that its body begins kind of shifting from that of like a jaguar-like form to something much hairier and more creature-like. Very good. And as it begins turning back into this jaguar-like creature, it shifts once more, and as this curse seems to be leaving the body of the creature, you see a man, just a regular human, that is laying on the ground in front of you all.
That's so dark.
Ooh, what have we done?
So you can see that Davos, you're just standing above this guy with an axe that's like kind of, gone straight up him, and all of the fur that was covering the creature is gone. He seems to just be a like mildly tan-skinned man. And
I just say he tried to kill us in all fairness.
Wait, hey, so I see this right. Can I kill him back to life? Does that work like that? Is that a thing?
If you had any kind of like resurrection-y kind of spells, perhaps.
No, just healing.
He's pretty dead. You've got him to the point of dead.
You can ask Belle.
I guess he doesn't.
Unless,
Unless.
I mean, you have killed him, so I would probably not wreck on that so much. Usually, if you were wanting to deal like non-lethal damage, I'd imagine you wouldn't have swung an axe like through his pelvis.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah. But there is a man laying on the ground, dead in front of all of you.
Can I inspect the body? Does he have like possessions?
Doesn't have any possessions on him. It appears that like the last of like what you're seeing is that like large feline like claws are turning back into humanoid like nails. All of the like hair that was across the back of his arm is just reverting to like regular human hair. But he doesn't seem to have any possessions. There's a small necklace that he's wearing that doesn't seem to be like any kind of like there's no stones or anything. It's mostly braided leather, and there's a like the loincloth that he is wearing.
Mad. While all this is going on, I'd like to take the chance while I've still got this spell affecting me and I'm feeling like I feel amazing considering running is like my favorite thing.
Yep.
I'd like to dash twice and just absolutely pelt it around the room at 300 feet per turn, jumping over cats in a very acrobatic fashion. Actually, I think it would be 400 feet per turn, I'm just saying.
Nice.
Can we do that?
So,
is that a thing?
So your base speed is 100 at the moment?
Yes.
Yeah,
and I get 2 actions, both of which could be dash.
Okay, so you'd have 300 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, but still, you begin running and you're around the room twice before 6 seconds is up, and you are a blur against the wall. There's currently like tapestries that begin like sort of furling in your wake, and there is just this almost cyclonic action that you begin bringing into the room, like a bit of a wind that is moving slowly around the room, stirring up dust. And you do this about 5 or 6 times, just flying around the room, knocking on doors as you run by, and just having a great time. Everyone seems to be like really slow to react and just like looking at you really weirdly, as like they're looking where you were rather than where you are. Yeah, you are quick. You are very quick.
Can I, I'm still invisible for a little bit. This is fun.
Yep.
I am just going to walk over to the dead body and bend down in front of it and carve my sigil. No, just kidding. He didn't want me.
Just begins just emblazoning across his chest, yeah, okay.
No. That's not what I'm doing. I am going to say to the body, "Sleep well, Guardian. Allow us to carry your charge from here."
Nice.
Whoa, who said that?
And I'm still invisible, right? Still invisible.
Yep.
So, has Syl stopped moving?
He's still running just now, but you can feel that, he's becoming slightly slower, and you also feel that the magical essence of this invisibility spell is beginning to wear.
So I want to try and just wait till the lethargy that I assume is coming from the haste to hit him.
Yep.
And then when it does, I'm gonna walk up behind him, right into his ear, and say, "Hold your breath, it gets better."
Yeah. Syl, you kind of you've been putting work in. You are just keeping up this pace and trying to keep at as fast as possible, and you begin to diminish in how quickly you're running. You're still very quick, but you begin to come back to normal speeds, and you stop for a moment, and then hear this whisper behind you.
Oh god, this is a weird day. Who said that?
You turn around and there's
what's
no
this
one.
spell you cast on me, Thorax?
As he begins to slow, I boo continuously, getting louder and louder until I run out of breath.
Nice. Doesn't matter too much because invisibility didn't play a massive part, and the roleplay just there was fun, but you can't have 2 concentration spells, Thorax.
Oh, double boo.
I just figured that out. That's okay. I'll remember that next time. However, it was fun, and you are all now surrounding this man who's laying on the floor. And what are you all doing?
Catching my breath.
Nice.
Like a sheet around or something that I can just like cover his corpse with.
Yeah, there's
cats.
there are tapestries and whatnot on the walls. You could take one of them down. There's one that has like a pyramid-like structure, and a couple of on the steps there are statues of cats that have been placed. You take that down.
Do that. I cover his body because I knew he was cursed. But...
And can we take the spear and skewer it in the ground above his head like a headstone?
Sure.
Yeah,
you can give it a bit of a go. It's kind of difficult to jam it in between the flagstones here, but you take one of the cats and just jam the spear through it and sit it at his head.
And I'll take his necklace off his body as well and put it around the spear.
Nice, very nice. Well played, people. Davos, Magnus, if you don't already have inspiration, please take it.
Cool.
I need to remember to use inspiration.
Yeah, it's
I've
a
still
point.
got one.
You know those moments where you go, fuck, a natural 1. That's usually a good time to use it.
Yeah, but then I'm like,
Role play.
Also roleplay. Good. So, you can see that in this room where you are, there are many doors. It's like a room of doors that go to the southwest, the southeast, sorry, to the southwest. There is the one in the north west that you had seen is kind of like a 4-foot passage that leads down into some other door. Then there is one to the north and one to the northeast. So, what you doing, guys?
So I think we should take the secret passage. I think we should put Beleaguer and Co up the front. Beleaguer with detect magic and Co checking for traps and wander around like that.
I thought we were sending the paladin in first to be our meat shield.
Because of his axe.
yeah. Also, it's trapped and stuff.
Actually, then again,
you have an axe.
if he takes damage, then it's we're basically here, go crazy again. You go first.
But if he takes damage from a creature. So if he takes
you can
at
take as much trap damage as you want.
gaming.
Does
I guess that's how it works.
Does your axe let you detect magic?
No, but I could make another... Oh, no, I'm out of charges. I need it to be Dawn again. I've only got a few lower level spells.
So
you and Dawn.
The glyphs...
Why don't you marry Dawn?
The glyphs told us that there were magical traps ahead. I would suggest having Beleaguer up front as well with a detect magic spell. Would she still have concentration on that one she cast, DM?
How long ago was that? Was that when you guys got into the room, or...?
It was right before the fight.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I think it's 10 minutes. So you guys do this. She's probably got about 5 minutes left on the spell that she's holding at the moment.
Cool.
And yeah.
Alright. So yeah, let's go ahead checking for traps and Belle using her magic eyes.
Cool.
Okay, cool. So it is things that can be seen. So behind the concealed entrance is a narrow tunnel that slants down and away. The passage is barely 4 feet in diameter, and the walls are covered with a profusion of ancient and weird glyphs. The floor of the tunnel is slick with a molten glassy glaze. So you all begin moving forward, the paladin leading the way. Belle is, I'd say, probably behind Co. Co, you're going in behind Davos.
Yeah.
Cool. Great.
Traps, guys. I'm waiting to do they detect traps or stuff?
So, is anyone looking for traps?
Hey, we're
Belle
looking
would.
traps.
I mean, I'm still looking for traps as well, but just not well, I guess.
What do I need to roll?
you can roll an investigation check. Davos, you can as well, or you can assist Co.
14.
14.
6.
6. It doesn't appear that there are any traps in this area. You do come down to like the door that is near the what do you call it? The door near the end of the passage, and you can push that open if you like. But it doesn't seem like anything's trapped through here. And at this point in time, Beleaguer does not detect any magical kind of things going on in this area that she can see.
Alright. I'm going in. People need to there with some ranged spells, but if I get attacked, maybe back off. So I can't see you.
Okay. Give me 1 second, and I will show you what you can see. So, you push open the door, which moves relatively easily. It doesn't look like there's any significant amount of, what would you call it? Any significant amount of, like, restriction in this area. But you do see that in front of you the tunnel opens out.
Can you know? I'm going here.
Sorry guys.
I was coming in.
Can everyone hear me okay? Hello?
What's going on?
How's it going? Yeah, good?
Hello.
People can hear me and stuff?
Yeah.
Great. So, the tunnel opens out 2 feet above the floor of a corridor running north and south. 3 exits are visible, one at either end of the hallway, and a set of double doors on the midpoint of the western wall. The door in the north is barred, though it seems to have no latch. The image of a bear holding a disc of obsidian is set on its face. The lintel of the door is carved in the form of entwined serpents. The southern door is plated in bronze. Etched on it is a symbol of 2 circles joined. The path leading up to it has a depression in the stone floor, as though it has been worn smooth by the passage of countless feet. The floor in front of the central doorway is sunken and glazed. Affixed across the double doors is a golden seal, 1 foot in diameter, with ancient glyphs scribed onto it. To open this door, it appears that the gold seal must be broken. Ancient glyphs are scribed on the seal. To either side of the lintel of the door are barely discernible scratches, and brown stains stipple the wall and floor.
I didn't hear the thing after brown stains.
Brown stains stipple the wall and floor.
Well, cut out again.
No! Okay.
Brown stains.
Yeah.
They stipple the floor and something.
Yeah, they stipple the wall and floor.
And you keep cutting.
I'm cutting out at the best times.
You will never know.
It was the best of times. It was the blurst of times.
Maybe you type it all, and then someone with a good connection can just be like verbal DM.
That knowledge was not meant.
So, you can see, okay, to either side of on the lintel of the door are barely discernible scratches, and brown stains stipple the wall.
I guess not.
Enough to do that.
Yeah.
Not happening?
Wait, we just had Sonat, I think. Yeah.
Okay, am I here? Am I here? Is my voice coming
Yes,
through?
mostly.
That's good.
Mostly.
Brown stains stipple the wall and floor.
It's the floor.
Ta-da!
This is kind of a letdown. I'm a little disappointed.
I hope it's not poo on the floor and wall.
Yep.
So what happens with the glyph on the door? Nelly wanted to check it out. Which
Can I
door?
read the glyphs?
So you can actually read it. You can see that it says, written in Infernal, "Beware, beyond this door is death."
I'm cautiously optimistic.
Okay. Do we want to get in here and check out the other doors before we check out the death door?
There's a
That
death
sounds
door?
Prudent.
Yeah, the door says that it leads to death, but it's gold, so up to you
Wait,
guys.
the last door said
I
it
don't know
led
if I
to
want the
something
death
deathly.
door.
Well, it said before that we would lead to something bad, and look at this.
We're fine.
We're
Why don't
fine.
we
Small hallway.
look at the non-death doors first?
Okay,
Okay.
so there is a
I step
door.
out into it.
Okay. Yeah, sure. You step out into the room and it seems like there's no problems. So I'd say that, Ko, are you following him?
Yeah.
Cool. So you and Belle move into the
Out the
room.
southern door.
Okay, so you take a look at the southern door and Belle is walking along beside you. You see her stop and she just says, "That door contains conjuration magic. Maybe just be a little bit careful."
What does conjuration magic do, Belle?
Well, it conjures
I was
things,
about to ask the same thing.
you know, like when you summon forth something like a creature.
But that could be really cool. Imagine what we could summon.
Like a were-jaguar.
Can you
Like a unicorn.
this thing, Belle? With
Actually,
magic or
and
something?
you see her get close to the door, and she's kind of like looking around the hinges and the edges of the door for a second, and she says, "It's not. Actually, it's not the door. There's something on the other side."
Ooh. Alright, I'm opening the door. Step back, guys.
Oh, God.
Belle just kind of she walks back
Should
about
I check if it's trapped?
15 feet. You can check if it's trapped if you like.
And don't know if a 6 will help.
It doesn't look like it's trapped. I mean, at the moment it's fine.
Yeah, just hit the X at it.
I might try the handle first.
Cool.
I'm
So
still learning.
it seems the door's not really like latched in any way, but it's stuck shut. So can you roll an athletics check for me there, Davos? Let me know what you get.
14.
14. You struggle for a minute and realize that you're not going to be able to move this right now. Either some more help or something may, change that. But for the minute, it is stuck.
It's pretty. I tried hitting it with my axe. It walked-
Sure. I mean, like, it's as though a large door has been stuck in place.
So, out of game, this just might be a conjuration of a door.
I have conjured a
Like,
door.
sighs and rubs his temples at that.
That was out of game, but okay, I hit it with my axe in game. Okay?
Okay, if you'd like to do that, go ahead and make an attack.
Natural 1.
Oh boy.
You have inspiration, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna use the inspiration on that one.
Nice.
What? It's a door.
He rolled a 1.
The door's not going to attack you.
Because I forget to use it
You don't
anyway,
know that.
so... 15.
15. A 15 hits a door. Go ahead and roll some damage. Let me know what you get.
10 damage.
10. You definitely like you're 13. Okay, so you're like you get the axe into the area where the wall meets the door, and it almost looks like you could use this as something to leverage like the door open. So go ahead and roll another strength athletics check for me. You can have advantage because you're essentially using your berserker axe as a crowbar.
20, not natural.
20 is barely enough. You pull the door and it cracks off of its hinges, kind of like, Ko, you dart out of the way deftly, but it does kind of crumble to the floor next to Davos. There's a big doosh, 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 as the stones smack onto the ground. And Davos, it looks like there's nothing in this room. There's just 10 feet of space, 5 feet deep, and you're standing outside of the room at the moment.
That's weird. Can I just tuck my head in and have a look around?
So
do you need some torchlight?
You're stepping into the room. Cool. So, Ko, you would actually be the
Yeah, I'm good.
yeah. So you would be the first to see this, but as soon as Davos steps in, it's as though he passes into some kind of shadow or some kind of portal, and he begins disappearing. And as soon as he finishes taking his step, he is gone. Just gone.
I just go, I think we lost someone.
What?
Well, that solved the axe problem.
So,
Do I recognize what happened? Am I familiar with this kind of magic?
roll an Arcana check for me, knowing that it is
Sure.
conjuration.
20.
20, fantastic. So, let me just go ahead and get one thing for you, so that you have a bit of an idea of what this does to begin with. So, conjuration spells involve the transportation of subjects or of objects and creatures from one location to another. Some spells summon creatures or objects to the caster's side, whereas others allow the caster to teleport to another location. Some conjurations create objects or effects out of nothing. So, you have a feeling that this conjuration magic was designed to transport someone elsewhere that walked into this room.
Whoa.
Okay, it appears to be some kind of teleportation spell. I suggest we follow.
What? Wait, what if I throw in
What
this very
happens to me?
important object
What happens to
first?
me?
We'll
Sorry,
get to you
what?
in a second, Davos. But for
Would
the
you say
moment,
so?
Well, I have this object I've been holding on to for a long time. It is a broken dart that I would like to toss into the portal and see what happens to it.
nice. So you toss a dart into the portal, and
It's a broken one.
it seemingly just disappears as it gets
Cool.
about maybe 2 feet beyond the 2 feet beyond the doorway.
Cool. Actually, I have to go pick up Gemma from her placement, but
That's
I
okay.
will be tuning in mobile, so I won't have video, but I'll be listening.
Oh, cool. Easy. You could maybe even try to get the voice thing happening through Discord app, if you wanted to chat.
Yeah, I've got the Discord app. Yeah. I'll be in on the chat.
Oh, cool. So we just won't have
while
to
I
wait for
drive.
you.
I just might not talk because I will be driving. But once I park, I'll be good to go again.
That is fair enough. Good news.
Yeah.
But for the moment,
So
still
don't
frozen
refer to
Guardian.
me. Oh my-
That's all right. We'll chat to you soon. See ya. So,
Okay, fortune favors the bold. I jump in.
okay. So you just hell for leather. You go ahead and dive in, and moments after you arrive somewhere else, Davos, Magnus will arrive there also. Just give me a moment
We
here.
lose
I know
Luke?
that,
Probably.
I disappeared. My computer is being slow. I'm just going to fix the overlay on Twitch, and I will be back. Is that cool? I likely will be a bit laggy right now.
In the masses.
Yeah, it involves
Yeah, no.
action.
We were nothing.
Sorry for the stream quality,
Outside.
guys. Thank you, Twitch, for sticking with us.
Yeah, we
My
wanted
acoustic.
still there. But also, yes.
Okay, okay. That goes there. This is Co. And
Who's there?
that should be alright. And Thora.
Coffee
Coffee who?
is not.
Level.
Okay,
The joke.
so,
Yeah, no.
am I back?
No,
No, I got it though. I got it then.
Okay, so,
I
here's
got
what
it, but I'm
happens.
disappointed at myself for getting it.
So, Davos. You,
do we have a DM?
I believe we have a DM. Can you guys hear me? Hello, hello? Hello, hello.
I can see the DM, but I cannot
Hello?
hear the DM.
Oh no! Give me a moment here. See if this is going to help at all. Da, da,
Hmm?
da. How about the now?
Now we can hear the DM.
Fantastic. Okay, so, Davos. You begin walking into this room, and it looks like there's nothing in here for a second, and then there's just this, like, arcane whirlwind that encapsulates you for a moment, and you feel like you're sort of being compressed and, like, transported. You're, like, being pulled through some arcane gate, and as you come out the other side, you're standing in a dark room. It's very, very dark. Just roll a perception check for me.
Sure, and just bear in mind I have dark vision.
Yeah, yeah. So you can see still. It's a bit muted in like blacks and whites, but you can definitely see.
Natural 1.
Yeah. So you're kind of a bit taken aback for a moment because you're facing something that seems like it's much darker than it should, and then you take a moment and turn around, realizing that you're facing a wall, and the wall is actually a painting that you've seen before. It's a painting of a landscape, and you turn to your right, and you see 4 steel bars that drop from the ceiling to the ground, sort of barring off like a 10-foot area where you were once trapped for a short period of time.
Oh my god.
To the south, there is also another 4 bars that trap off an area of 10 feet that is essentially the same thing again. So you can see this at the moment. So what are you doing?
I can't hear anything.
Hello, sorry. I realized Jordan came back in and I need to fix the overlay again. But yeah, you kind of arrive in this area and you're standing there for a moment. What are you doing?
Kind of touch the walls around me to kind of see if there's any way out.
Yeah, you press on the walls and it doesn't seem like anything changes. And then you're like both hands on that mural, and immediately something just like smacks you in the head, and you like this metal thing like flies through, hits you in the head, and then you look down to the ground and realize it's a bent dart. Just appeared out of nowhere.
It looks a lot like the one that Syl had.
It does.
I try to walk back into the painting.
Yeah, you can try. So you walk up, and are you just walking straight at the wall?
Yep.
Yep. With predictable outcome, you kind of like smack into some stonework, and fall back on your ass. And you're sitting on the ground when you hear this kind of crackling for a second, and then Magnus appears like immediately, like in between your legs, like you are laying, like sitting on the ground on your ass, and Magnus like lands standing like in between your knees. And you are essentially in the same place that the conjuration magic directs someone to. So Magnus, you arrive and see Davos sitting on the floor at your feet, and you look around, realizing the familiar area.
Okay, can I use my light crows to try and get a better look at what's going on in this wall cavity?
Yeah, for sure. You conjure the light crows, and you can see again the same thing. There's these two, like, what would you call them? Caverns, like one to the north and one to the south, and then to the east there is this massive hallway that you guys have already been in. It's essentially the room where Syl used the immovable rod to stop the steel bars from dropping down on him. It looks like you've been conjured back here.
And okay, so we're just in the room. We're not like stuck inside the wall.
No, you're just
I
there.
telepathically communicate with my horse.
Oh, okay.
How far's your bond?
No, it's like 100 feet. Oh no, wait, a mile.
A mile. That is plenty. You can still communicate with Nefaris.
Am I somewhere else in your mind?
You're not as close as you were. You sound distant and echoey.
That's not good. Alright, I'll talk to you later.
Okay, I'll just chill in this room.
That's communication.
That's the communication. Nice. So, Magnus, after realizing this and seeing Davos sitting on the ground, what are the two of you doing?
Spot that we landed at, if I inspect that, does it look like it can be used two ways, or is it a one-way teleport?
Roll a perception check for me.
I already ran into the wall.
Sorry, Luke, I didn't hear anything.
Sorry, can you roll a perception check?
Yeah, I can do that.
Cool.
8.
8. You can't see anything that kind of like... So you can't see anything that kind of seems arcane in nature in the area. Doesn't look like there's any sigils that are engraved anywhere or anything like that. Just as though this is a location where you get transported to.
One
Well,
turn.
Davos, perhaps we should make our way back on foot.
Okay. How wide are these bars?
Sorry, what?
How wide are the bars?
So you've got to the north and south, there is like these two 10-foot alcoves, and then to the east, there is a massive hallway that you had a like secret passage that you went through heading north, further through the dungeon. And really, it won't be too difficult for you to meet up with the group, though it will be about probably 20 minutes.
Yeah, we know the
Sure.
path back, so we'll just make our way back.
Okay. So,
And we have to pick up small talk along the way.
We will have a small talk along the way.
great.
No, buddy
So-
cop small talk.
Buddy cops. In the meantime, we do have Thorax and Co. You see both Davos and Magnus disappear through the wall, through the room, and you're all kind of standing there, just looking around. What are you doing, Co?
I'm still freaking the fuck out that was disappeared into a wall. Yeah.
I ability on themselves, and I walk forward and try to fondle them.
So you're walking into the room as well, Thorax?
No, I'm walking towards the door, fondling at crotch height
Oh,
for
sure.
them. For me,
Yep.
which is like, I don't know, chest height.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll a perception check for me as you move forward, just grasping the air.
Nine total.
So 9.
Cool.
Yep. A 9 doesn't seem to have any response. You kind of like moving around in that 10-foot square in front of the door. Doesn't seem like anyone's there.
I look back towards Co and shrug with a sad wop sound effect. Wop.
Pretend I understand this. And then I'm just also going to kind of go up and analyze the painting a little bit closer.
Which
Should
painting?
we also go in?
Oh, sorry, I thought it was painting up the doorway. My bad.
The one that they've just gone through. Cool. So you go ahead and walk up to it, begin to try and see if what are you looking for?
Just if there's anything off about it, and how he might have disappeared through it.
Roll a perception check for me.
12.
12. It doesn't seem like there's anything here that would be, how do you say, causing them to disappear. There's no trapdoor. There's no weird inscriptions on the doorway or anything like that. And the room beyond from the doorway looks empty.
So, I have a theory.
Yep.
Would anyone like to hear it?
Maybe.
The wizard went in, which clearly I do. I think they can figure out a way to get out of there. So, I'm proposing that we all take a break and then see where we are in about 30 minutes.
I
could just
could
be
always
that
heal
they-
my wounds.
Yeah. See, that would also be a convenient side effect of that.
It could just be that it's a test and they're not true of heart, where we all know that I think maybe I'm true of heart or something.
Hmm.
It's probably fine.
Let's go in and find out.
Or maybe the doors trap them and we should just fire spells into them, door haphazardly, in an attempt to shake tree up. The tree is a door.
Well, I'm gonna meditate here with my torch while you do that.
Okay. So, I'm assuming you'll all sit down for a short rest. And if I can take 2 minutes to fix the Twitch stream, I will correct the overlay, and people will be able to see your faces again. So I might be a bit laggy.
Cool.
So, Davos, how you feeling about
Oh my god, so much
next
voice.
episode?
Like I said, so how good is it? That cat person.
Well, it's very shiny, normally good.
That is true.
So, I'm actually curious, how is it?
Okay, there's by wandering even but then
Okay, I caught about 20% of that, and the Twitch stream probably did also. So
Seems like you cared for this cleric a lot.
he taught me everything I know.
He must have been a good man.
He was. I know. I'm purposely cagey about him.
About me?
No, well, yes, in life, but no, as in like, I sound like I don't want to talk further about my, even though I have a lot of respect for him, I sound like I don't want to talk
Okay.
about it.
That's okay. I won't pry any further. So, how'd you come to Daggerford?
I came to the Lathander and then joined the ranks of the soldier. I mean, was it the Soldiers Guild? I don't know. Whatever.
pretty much. You kind of were a devotee at the church, and then you, upon realizing your, proficient battle skills, were employed as part of the like citizens' watch, I suppose, that is in Daggerford.
Yeah. But yeah, so definitely want to go out in the world and smite some evil. And we're doing a good job of that. How about you? You hate evil, right?
My views on good and evil are probably less traditional than yours.
Oh, well, I'm inclusive, I guess. But don't be a demon, I guess.
Well, I can promise you I'm not a demon. I just feel like in holy wars about good and evil, a lot of people, common folk, get caught up in that. And if a farmer's farm is razed during a battle, I don't think they care if it was done by good or evil or which side won. All they know is that their livelihood is gone.
That is so true and wise. I agree with you, but I also must do everything I can to stop evil and its harm on such common folk.
I can respect that.
Yeah. Are we doing this for 20 minutes?
No. I just wanted to let it. I just wanted to let it find its place. So you guys talk for a while. You pass back through the majority of the rooms, seeing dead bodies left behind that you have slain, or traps that you have sprung. Being careful where you're stepping. I'll just get one survival check, and you can make this in tandem because the two of you are walking together. So either one of you can have advantage on the roll, or you can both roll.
Mine's +0.
Mine's only +1, so in a metagame perspective, let's just both make a roll. It's not going to make a difference.
So you
7.
19.
19. There's one point in Davos is like, we go this way, and then you know that's definitely the wrong way, and you haven't been there before. You pass, you actually pass the like sunken pool where Thorax like melded himself into stone to stay out of the water, and you know that you're going the correct direction, and you continue walking, and Davos eventually follows. You both come back to this room where your buddies are not to be seen to begin with. They are not in the cat room any longer, and you think that they must be further down. And you begin coming down into the room and see that Syl is sitting propped up against one of the walls. Belle has one of her tomes out and is reading. Falcor is fletching some arrows. Ko is strapping some of her wounds, especially where the spear had pierced into her leg. And you can see Thorax, what are you doing? You there, buddy? Thorax.
He's not.
I'll say he's actually sitting. Yep.
I was going to say, as we walk in, I'm going to use my Mask of Many Faces to look like me, but beaten the shit out of. Like, my clothes are all ragged, I'm bleeding, I've got like a black eye, I just look like beaten the shit out of.
Yep.
And I'm going to stagger in and be like, oh, it was horrible. There were 50 hobgoblins. We had to fight our way through them. Davos saved my life.
Oh my god, are you okay?
And I'm going to like collapse on the floor.
Nice. Can you roll a...
I run over to heal him.
Can you roll a deception check, please, Magnus?
I most certainly can. $18.
18. Ko.
I run to heal him.
He looks worse than the library. Like, he's just beaten. You run across. Yep. Davos, you're walking in behind.
Yeah, no, I go, stand back, go, I'll heal him. Actually, I'll heal you at the same time. And then I heal Ko for 4 points.
Okay.
Really badly fake heal.
Oh, cool.
Like, cool health.
Nice.
Like,
roll,
it's not ability that's at stake here.
Yep. So roll a deception check for me and let me know what you get.
A natural 20.
Oh, nice. So, Ko, you see Davos reach out for your hand, and you see the arcane light, the divine light that kind of comes from underneath his gauntlets as he touches your hand, and you feel like some of your wounds like stitch up. And then he turns back towards Magnus and he's like, "Friend, I will help you," and places his hand on top of Magnus. And Magnus appears to like be better. He definitely is less bruised and beaten.
My eyes widen in awe, and I'm like, "Whoa!"
Oh, I'm gonna at that point like drop the mask so I look like I've been healed real well.
Obviously, come on.
Yeah, you just like you look 100%. Like Davos has done something amazing here. Like all of the bruises are gone. Magnus looks fine. He actually looks like...
I'm just like, wow, Davos, you're amazing.
Thank you, Davos. That is 2 I owe you now.
No, definitely. Can I giggle at him with my eyes?
Yeah, so tieflings can actually like at least change their eyes slightly. And you see across Davos's eyes as he looks at you, it just says "haha," like in both. So, as you walk back into this room, Magnus, Davos, you see everyone is kind of taking a rest at the moment, like strapping wounds and just getting some rest in. So up to you guys. You could take another hour from here to rest up, or you could continue with what you're doing, and it's probably about another half hour left for the others to gain the benefits of a short rest.
Well, I have just been grievously wounded, so I would like to sit for half an hour.
Nice. Okay. Are you talking about Rigo?
Sorry, what now?
Just bullshit. Cool. So you guys sit down for the half hour. So that'd mean that Ko, Thorax, Sil, Bell, and Falcor will all gain the benefits of a short rest. And you can roll your hit die or whatever you need to do there. And let me know when you're ready to go.
Well, that worked. I'm full health.
Full health, great.
After one roll, I got an 8.
I'm sure Sil will be able to roll his hit die when he returns home. Is Thorax just out at the minute?
No, sorry, I'm here.
Cool.
I'm here.
Okay, cool. So you can go ahead and take some short rest bonuses if you'd like. I think you get like at least one of your beast shapes back or something like that.
Well, could
I
we
think so
sit?
too. I'm looking through.
Could we sit for a full hour, perhaps?
Yeah, you guys can all take a short rest. Like you're just sitting here for longer. That's all. Doesn't really change much in a D&D perspective, but there is the extra hour that you guys hang around. So you know that it is like.
We'll play a game. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and infinity. Go.
6.
Is it infinity?
M.
It was M.
Yes, the number I was thinking of was the letter M.
Glad someone got it.
Thank you. So at this point, you all have rested up. You can use any hit die you need, or regain any spells you like, Warlock. Yeah, you're sitting in this room. What are you all doing?
Should we go inspect the bear now?
Yeah, and during this we communicate how bad of an option going south is.
Yep. Cool.
So many hundred ones.
So terrible.
Davos, considering what happened with the bird, maybe you should stay away from the bear while we look at it.
Sure thing, Squidgy man.
Cool. I will go and inspect the bear for traps.
Wait, the bear. What are you guys talking about?
Isn't that what you said down the other end of the hall holding a ring?
Oh, sorry. Yes. So it is the door in the north is barred, though it seems to have no latch. The image of the bear holding a disc of obsidian set in its face. So yes, you're going up to have a look at that. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me. Let me know what you get.
8.
8. It doesn't seem like there's much here, but there's definitely like a bar across the door on this side as though it would open inwards. You could remove that and see if it helps with opening the door, but currently it like is, for intents and purposes, locked.
Okay, I'll remove. Wait, first, can I put my ear on it and listen and see if I hear anything scary?
Yeah, for sure. You can go ahead and like with that perception check, you're just like listening in. Doesn't seem like there's anything like any sound on the other side at this point in time. It's a stone door, so it's difficult to listen through generally anyway. But it doesn't seem like there's anything on the other side of this.
Okay, I'm gonna make like a dodgy lawyer and disbar this door.
Fantastic. So you take
Cool.
the bar off of it, and you see that. Yeah, it doesn't. It like appears to look as though maybe you could push something on the door, or it might open outwards. There's no handle as such.
Okay, I'll push on the obsidian ring.
Okay, so as you push on the ring, you can see that there's these three arms that spring out from the lintel. They kind of like just like stick out slightly, and that is where you are at currently.
So if I clutch on the arms, can I pull the doors open?
So you grab onto two of them. Can you make a dexterity acrobatics check for me?
Acrobatics? Sure.
Yeah.
It's not great. Let me just check my acrobatics. Ooh, +1. So that would be a 12.
12. Fantastic. So you grab on these to go ahead and open the door. And as you do, they shoot out further from the lintel, wrapping around behind you and pressing you into the door with these three like arms that are extending out of the walls, just trapping you against the obsidian plate that the bear has. You're currently trapped.
When I said I wanted a bear hug, this isn't what I meant.
Can I go over to try and pry them off?
Yeah, so you walk up, and currently you're 10, 20, 30. Yeah, cool. So it takes you about that long to go. So you walk up and begin prying. What's your strength score at the moment?
My modifier or the... It's 16.
16. Okay, so you see Falcor walk up beside you, and he's like, "Oh, this is maybe we can help him." And you both grab onto one of them, manage to begin pulling backwards on it. It's quite difficult, but you do manage to release one of them, and that's the first. So you work on the second one, and you can hear at this point in time as well. There is the sliding of stone, and you can hear in the 5 feet below Magnus, where you're all standing, begins to pull back as though exposing a pit below, and it's shifting as though in the next 20 seconds or so, the 5 feet will be open, and you have like a very short period to get this done.
I'm gonna cast fly on myself.
Cool. So
Is he free? Is he free yet?
no, you've got one of the three done. So you grab the second and you pull that out. And this has taken about 12 seconds or so. You see Magnus cast flight on himself, and the wings pop out of his back. These large fey kind of like translucent wings. And the third of these, you go ahead and begin trying to pull like towards the lintel again and release Magnus. And as you do, you get enough out of the way that he begins falling towards the trap for a moment and then flies his way out of it.
I'm trying. If I've got time, I'll jump. Otherwise, I'm like holding onto the arm and then trying to jump from that.
Cool. So as both you and Falcor, I'll roll for Falcor. Just make a simple athletics check to jump away. And Falcor is going to be fine. That's a 12 on the die, and I'm pretty sure he's relatively.
That was a 5.
That was a 5. 5 is not so great. You're like balancing on the edge
Good
of
thing I
the...
used that inspiration.
You did? You did.
Oh, no, before on
You
a
used it
door.
before, yeah. So you're kind of balancing between the edge of this trap and the pitfall that is below it. Can you once again make a dexterity check for me? Just acrobatics, Davos. Just to keep your balance here.
19 plus 1.
Okay, cool. So you managed to stabilize yourself against one of the other prongs. Take a few seconds and step back from the trap, but you were very close to falling in there for a moment, and managed to avoid this 5-foot square, which hopefully I can draw in this area. That was a pitfall. You can see at the bottom that there's a couple of bodies, skeletons, that are pierced on various spikes. And at that point, you kind of take a breath in, happy that you'd taken your rest, and yeah.
All right, door number 3. The one that says this time.
That was
Let's
a
try
stupid
the
door
third
anyway.
door.
We didn't want to go in there.
It was a dumb door. Okay, so you can see the double doors that you walked up to before, Davos. The infernal across the golden sigil says, "Beware, beyond this door is death." You can see it's like relatively thick, like a golden filigree that is laid into it, and if you were to peel it out, it'd probably be worth about like 250 gold.
Code, do you want to work your trap magic and your lock magic?
And your healing magic?
As long as it's not a stone lock, sure.
Cool. So, Ko, roll an investigation check for me.
20, not natural. Oh, I just accidentally let in my token.
Oh no, you disappeared. That's all right, I'll put you back.
I went into the wall.
I went through the door. So Ko goes there. Okay, so as you look at this, you can see that there's kind of like a, like everything where the door joins is just completely like flush. There is no like crack that would where the doors meet. There's nothing that would like tell of like a lock or a trap or anything. And as you begin scanning, you realize that like this door might be trapped, but you can't see where it might be trapped.
Can I take a closer look?
Can you see through stone?
No. So if I can't see it, then maybe I'll ask Magnus or Bell, because it might be a magic trap.
So you don't know that there's any magic traps on here, and Bell, with the last of her detect magic before, just after Magnus and Davos disappeared, realized that there is nothing else magical in this area. So you know that there's no magic trap on the door itself, but you feel like to get any idea about the trap, you would need to go ahead and at least get the doors slightly opened, and perhaps you risk springing the trap.
Tell everyone to get back and I spring the trap.
Just to let you know, on the overlay, your image is shifted a bit, so you can only see half of it. Okay, cool.
Just went ahead and fixed that up, so it should be coming through now. Clear.
Wonderful.
Yeah, thank you. And thanks everyone in Twitch, in the chat, that have been watching and dealing with my computer being a little bit laggy today. And so, Ko, you tell everyone to stand back. You're not sure what is going to happen, but you are you going to be opening the doors yourself?
I'm gonna because it's possible to spring it from afar.
Do you have like a pole or something to push the doors in?
Can I use that arrow or that thing that was in my leg earlier?
You can get the spear from upstairs if you want to try and use that to push.
I'll do that.
Cool. So
We
you.
kind of left that as a headstone. Do we want to do that?
I don't really care.
How about I try to open it and you guys stand back?
Leave the call. Leave the call. Video. Come back. Oh no.
Maybe their house erupted in flames.
Everyone just froze. That was weird.
Everyone.
Oh, you guys froze.
You guys froze for us.
NVN, isn't it lovely?
I was about to say that I have fire resistance
You have fire resistance. Okay.
because
So-
I'm anti-flame.
Yep, cool. So if you have fire resistance, you will go ahead and take half of that damage, which, what did I say it was again? So that's going to be 8
17.
and 9, which is 17. So you will take half of 17, which I'll round down to 8 fire damage as this thing explodes in your face.
Thank God for that.
Yeah. The people behind you, outside of the door, Magnus, you see this as well from inside of the room. There is just a wall of flame, and it sticks around for a while. Doesn't look like it's going anywhere. Yeah, that's currently what's happening. So I think we just had a dropout on Twitch. So I'm gonna go ahead and just give a quick recap. Davos stepped in the doorway, landing on a glyph of warding, which created a wall of fire between the doors. He took some fire damage, but the others are trapped outside in the hallway currently, and we continue from here. So, what is happening?
Can I step away from the fire?
Yeah, so you're on the inside of the doorway now, and you can step away from the fire without too much difficulty. You move back. Sil, you're outside of the room at the moment, and between you and this room is a buttload of fire.
Does it look like you could jump through the fire?
I mean, you could.
Okay.
I'll go for it then. I've
That's
got
a start.
resistance.
You do?
I'll jump through the fire.
Okay, so as you jump through, can you make a dexterity saving throw for me?
That's a 17.
Okay, so a 17 is enough. So you succeed on the saving throw, but you will still take half damage, which will be reduced to quarter damage because of your being half fire. So it's going to be
fucking straight.
5.
Wait, if I have the firing still, does that mean I take no damage?
Do you have it attuned?
Sure.
Do you?
No, I don't. But you said it wouldn't do shit. So
Yeah,
for
it
me.
doesn't. It doesn't. But I was wondering if you had attuned to it.
No, but I still have fire damage anyway, so
Okay.
I was just
so
hoping.
That's 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 halved, which is going to be 10 fire damage. And you can... Do you have evasion at this point? No, you're level 6.
That's next level.
That's next level. So, 10 fire damage as you fly through the wall. And at this point in time, Davos, Magnus, and Ko, you won't have to make the save, but Davos and Magnus, because you are so close by, the flames are still like erupting at you. Can you both make a dex save for me and let me know what you get there?
Do I get advantage because I'm flying?
10 feet up is the same as 10 feet away.
Well then, that is the 7.
So Magnus got a 7 and you got a natural 1. Okay, so both of you are going to take 6, 11, 14, 21 fire damage. And
Are you dead, Devil?
as Davos, you halve it, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So that'll be 10. But Magnus, you'll take 21 fire damage, and can you roll a concentration check for me to keep fly occurring?
I can. Uh, 13.
13. So I'm just trying to remember how it works. So it's
So
10.
it's 10 or half the damage, whichever is higher. So
Okay,
that
so
should be
this would
fine. I
an
got
11,
13.
so that's fine. Yeah, cool. Nice. So you managed to stay like aloft, but you realize being this close to the door is quite dangerous right now. So that's where we're at. Syl, you see Ko dive through. What are you doing?
Similar, but slightly unrelated. Do I still have my bent dagger? Did that get returned to me, or is it lying on the floor alone?
I think it's lying on the floor alone in a dark room.
Oh man,
Unable
I had
to
such
see.
great plans for it. Oh well, there's more bent daggers where that came from. Well, there. Does there look like there's any sort of trigger or mechanism that might have been activated if I look around the door?
What's your passive perception?
There's 14. 16 actually. Holy dooly.
Oh, nice.
16.
So, yeah. So you saw Davos stand on something that flared with arcane energy, and then caused the doorway to become fire.
Huh. So,
Can I get off this glyph?
Yeah, you've stepped off of it, and I'm assuming you're wanting to get out of range of like how hot, like the
Yeah, I'm just stepping away from the fire.
Okay, so you and Magnus and Co all retreat to like about 10 feet back.
Fire extinguisher?
I can't do anything to that fire. It's not my kind of magic. I can make it like green or purple. Would you like the fire to be purple?
I can make it bigger.
Are you doing
I can
anything about
punch it.
making it bigger, Co?
I do produce flame.
You
Oh, no.
you cast produce flame with your hand, and this like mote of fire appears in your palm, and immediately the door stops. All the fire disappears.
What?
And you're standing there holding this ball of flame.
I'm super peeved because
Oh no, you cut out. What happened? No, Discord. Why you do this? Ugh. I don't know. I don't know whether to blame Discord. I don't think it is Discord. I'm just going to keep rambling while all of my friends try to come back. Hello, Twitch. I think I disconnected.
Oh,
Hey!
I was just
Hello.
trying to get off. It's alright.
Apparently,
It
we're
doesn't
back.
We just
So,
heard that you were
is it
peeved.
true?
You were peeved?
So, Ko, you...
I was pissed off and I was like, why can't I do this outside the door?
Yeah.
And then I marched outside the door still with the producing flame. We're like, and then walked back in.
Cool.
I am super Grumpsville.
Cool. At this point, Magnus, you also realize it's roughly been a minute since Davos like stepped on the glyph.
Yeah.
So perhaps
I'm not going to tell her that. I'm just going to make her think about it.
nice. So
I still think it's because I produced flame, and so I'm like,
you're like,
And I
"Oh,
say,
yeah!"
there.
good work, Ko. You controlled the flames and quelled them.
Of course I did.
Wow.
I'm Fire Genasi. I'm like, give me
I'm-
this. Like,
I would not have a clue, so I just accepted at face value. Like, wow,
Join the club, man. Join the club.
she controls fire.
And I
Damn
say,
straight. That's what Genasi do.
say very pensively, We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning.
It's
Very
so
good.
wise.
And
I'm like, you're a poet. Such a poet.
It's also not true. We did start the fire,
We did.
and it just started now.
Sil,
Philosophically.
so Sil,
Right.
as you are standing here and looking across the room, you see Magnus sort of pensively being like, "We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning." And then about 10 feet behind him, you can see that there is a creature that's beginning to stand up just on the opposite side of that coffin.
Tell him to continue the song.
And you see the creature stand up, but the creature appears to be Magnus. And Magnus is standing up and he's going, "We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning."
Whoa, jeez. At this point, I would like to draw 2 darts and be curious about which one gets which dart or whatnot. And I use one of them and point. Magnus, you're over there.
Yeah, which one's the real you?
And also,
Let's
Magnus
find
over
out.
there, I think you're meant to be over here.
Okay, so I'm going to turn around and see myself and be quite freaked out and then consider for a moment and just feel like, that scar is rather dashing.
Well, that's obviously an apparition. You see the one that is standing behind the coffin, just pointing towards Magnus. It's like, I mean, who has wings like that? Seriously.
That's true. I've known him more without wings than with
So,
wings.
like the wings that I used to carry you, Sil, as you remember.
Yeah, I do remember that, but that was very ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, real
But
wings kind of
I
look
don't
like
think an
this,
apparition-
and you see the Magnus that's standing on the opposite side of the coffin sprout out very similar looking wings. However, they are less translucent and more solid.
Ooh.
Oh, so non-ghost wings. I don't
You
know.
would've remembered-
They seem.
They looked like this, Sil.
Question for you, Davos. Has Magnus left your sight since you went into that room?
No, he's been by my side, so I mistrusted the figure ahead of me. But I still
Okay.
what I see.
Well, if I don't get a good answer soon, you each get a dart to the face.
I say
That
to the
would be most
apparition,
wise.
I say to the apparition, what did you discuss with Davos when it was just the two of you?
We were talking about how he met a cleric that brought him to Daggerford. We were talking about various things. He seemed a bit cagey, so I didn't really want to go ahead and press the issue. Sorry, Davos, I really didn't mean to go ahead and share that with the group, but
I say that's okay. I mean, wait, what?
Yeah.
I
Is
know
this
it
true,
was
Davos?
a matter of...
That is exactly the conversation I had with him.
Yeah, that's because
this magic's
me.
impressive.
Wait, but this doesn't make sense. Because you were raised by a cleric, but you're a paladin. Davos is the imposter.
I mean, sure.
I know
And you see,
clerics don't fight as well as you.
so you see this Magnus begin walking forward and walks up towards where Ko and Magnus are standing, and it's like it looks across and it just says, I mean, really, he's done a great job. But when I was flying around here before, I saw that there was something going on a bit creepy at the bottom of these stairs, and I'm pretty sure this is a doppelganger. And he draws from he draws from his waist what looks like a dagger, and begins walking towards it. And it's like, could you guys please help me here? and is stepping
I say
towards
stop, and I tell them to both stop, and I do an insight check.
I mean, sure, if you really... Okay.
It's 12.
Who are you trying to insight here? Which Magnus?
The
could you
one that
please?
got a dagger.
The one that pulled out a dagger? Sure. Can you make that with disadvantage?
Yeah, 12.
12. Yeah. I mean, it looks a lot like Magnus. I mean, immediately after he dropped his form, he looked like this. And he, word for word, kind of described what you guys were talking about. The other one hasn't done anything to, like, show this.
I'm going to say, when have you ever seen me fight with a dagger? And I'm going to call in my pack blade.
Ooh. Whoa. You're both armed.
Yes.
I don't like this.
You see the one
you
that's
both
standing
fight it
behind
out.
Ko just drops the dagger and is like, we don't need to fight here. We have other means of dealing with this creature. I know we're all very capable. We just defeated that were creature, whatever he was, cursed being.
The were-jaguar, the one that I spoke to in Infernal and tried to defuse the situation.
What is going on?
Well, okay. Well, what I can see here is that you both
Davos.
mean us
It looks
so
towards you
both
at this.
come with us.
It looks towards you at this point in time, Davos, and it just in Infernal says, "Really, you can trust me."
Well, both of you. So can you not stab each other, please?
I dropped
I'll
my
dissipate
dagger.
the pack blade. Pack blade's gone.
Ooh. Syl is so much more confused now. But if there's one thing I know well, it's that a battle of fists is a good way to decide anything. A friendly battle with fists. So,
I mean,
make the battle with fists.
Are you trying to knock me out here? I don't really feel like that. And you see him like walking up the stairs. Magnus is like walking around one of these statues, and he's like, "I don't really, Syl, I don't need to be punched by you."
I'm going to say, Syl, if you think that's best, go ahead, knock me out.
Wait. You? Or you? And then I say the better way. The better way is if you both fight each other with your fists.
No.
And through combat with your martial prowess, I will be able to see who is the real Magnus. The real Sim Shady, yes. Will he please stand up?
Area.
I, for one, vote for a battle of fists between them.
You see the Magnus that's standing over behind one of the statues. He's like, Syl, I'm not the best martial fighter, you know that, and I'm not sure that it's the best way for us to solve this, but I'll defer to your wisdom here.
I say, Syl, knock us both out, see what happens.
Oh.
Good idea.
I remember you got punched in the face on my behalf.
I did.
I could never punch you in the face.
I did, which is why I trust you to do this.
Oh,
so you see
man.
Both of them are standing in front of you now.
Well, damn it. I don't intentionally want to hurt you. Whichever one is the real you.
If it's the only way to solve it, Syl, do it.
Okay, both look away from us and we'll both hit you in the head at the same time.
I could just hit them both with my own fists at the same time. Actually, I'd like to do that. I'd like to spare the one the first hit, the one that said that to do it. That he can get hit just after the first one, and I'd like to punch them both in the face.
Sure. So roll your first attack, which I'm assuming is coming from the one that was like pleading that it was a bad idea to fist fight.
Yeah, so he's the one on the right, yeah?
The one in between you and Davos, yeah.
Yeah, okay. That is an 18.
And 18 hits. Go ahead and
It also hits.
Oh, do I infuse it with key or do I go light? Oh. Let's go light because I'm very hesitant. I don't infuse my key into it, so it's only 1 bludgeoning damage plus. I can choose to use Dex still, I believe. So what's that? Dex mod. So 5 total damage.
yeah, don't your unarmed strikes do a D4 instead though?
They can. You practically.
I mean, you can pull it completely, but I'm pretty sure that monks.
Yeah,
have
you
a
can
D4
roll a
for unarmed.
D4 in place of normal damage. The point of that being like infusing my key with the strike makes it so much more than just a strike.
Yeah, for sure.
So if I kind of don't infuse the key, it's just literally the contact of the fist.
Cool. So you go ahead and cast. You go ahead and cast fist. So
yes, I cast fist
into this creature's face. And
okay,
you see like he takes the hit and kind of falls to the side for a second, and it's just like bent double, and he's like, "Oh, you hit much harder, Sil, than I was expecting."
Okay. Oh, well, actually, in that moment, I was told to hit both. So, I mean, as he's saying that, I'm literally punching the other one in the face.
Sure.
That is a 3 + 7. That's 10.
That misses, but I'll take the hit. I'll take the hit.
I'd say it's an auto hit for the fact that Magnus is like
okay, because he is.
Face.
Yeah, I suppose he would also take 5 damage.
And I'm going to say you hit a bit harder than Bortolo does.
Ooh. And the first one said that I hit him a bit harder than expected, yeah?
Yeah. And he looks across at you at that point in time, Sil, and he's like, "But that snake lady, she really sucked."
If you truly knew me, you know that I hit much harder than that. He's the fake.
Nice. So
that's all I do. I just kind of go, aha, but I'm really proud of the fact that I think I figured it out. So I just go, he's the fraud.
Cool. So at this point in time, you see Magnus look at Magnus and kind of stops for a second, and he's like, "Just give it up, man."
Oh.
There's no reason for both of us to get beaten to a bloody pulp. What are you even doing? Why would you do this to me?
Okay. You know what? That's it. I've had enough. So I'm going to say, you know what? You're right. I wish you'd reveal your true form.
Oh, shit.
Well,
Oh, man.
Oh, shit.
I can't really do that because
No, I've cast Wish. I've cast Wish.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, I like it. So, everyone standing around Magnus for a moment, there's this kind of like bend to his words that seem to fill the room. Like, not that like sound usually takes up much space, but the entirety of this like doorway, the room beyond, you can feel there's shadowing in the world that kind of like bends reality for a moment. And for a second, Magnus, looking across at this creature, you see its face kind of mold like to the left, right, just twisting and bending. You see the scar disappear and one giant yellow eye below the socket where it once was. you see again another yellow eye and this grey-like skin begin to sort of suffuse itself across the entirety of its face. You can see that there is no mouth on this creature, no visible mouth at least, and the rest of the skin seems to be roped muscle that is extremely like defined and very like dark gray skin as it begins to like stretch down towards the ends of the creature's like form. It appears to be some kind of gray humanoid creature. Can you roll a nature check for me here?
I can. 19.
19. You know that this is a doppelganger. You know that this creature reads the thoughts of others to pass itself off as those creatures. Usually they try and get themselves like embedded within a community of thieves or within a community of royalty, just to completely destroy that society. But this one here has had itself bent on joining your party and leaving you behind in this room. However, upon casting Wish, you see the creature just dissolve back into this almost like generic humanoid form. These two giant yellow eyes looking directly at you. And it looks across. And you can just hear in your mind for a second. That was a bad choice, friend. And I'm going to get everyone to roll initiative.
Ooh.
And instead of Magnus,
Oh.
I'm going to use... Let's go with a purple circle.
Sorry, I punched you in the face. Real magnets.
It's okay. It's okay. You did exactly what I asked you to do, so.
Ah. Okay. That's the last time I let you get punched in the face on my account.
I swear, it's the last one. Okay, so initiative, please. In fact, I have just noticed it's 10 to 11, and if we get into this,
Yes.
it's going to go ahead and be 10 to 1, or at least 10 to
Oh,
12. So this is where we will come back to next week. For
But I need
Secret
vengeance
Sex Dungeon.
now.
I need vengeance! But upon revealing the doppelganger's true form with a crafty wish spell granted from his patron, you all notice that the corners of the room are sort of suffused with this very deep shadow that kind of seems to have bent reality for a moment, and then as soon as this few seconds kind of passes, it goes back to the way it was before. But Magnus, at that point in time, in your head, you just hear, yes, very good. Use them. I gave them to you for a reason.
Oh, jeez.
And that is where we'll leave until next Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Australian Standard Time. My name's Luke McFan. I've been the Dungeon Master here, and hopefully you on Twitch have all had fun. We've been really enjoying sort of playing the game recently, and unfortunately we had a few people down tonight, but they'll be back next week and getting ready for this battle with the doppelganger. If you would like to follow along with us, I've been a little bit lazy with uploading YouTube videos, so sorry about that. Been a bit busy, but we will have, I believe, 3 new episodes going up on YouTube this week, and they will lead us up to where we are tonight. Sorry about the stream quality, but if you would like to go ahead and catch up on those episodes, head over to YouTube and type in Secret Sex Dungeon, and you'll find us quite quickly. If you've got some comments, if you think that Magnus should, like suggestions for his other wishes, or if you think that Syl should have punched them much harder, come over to Facebook and let us know anything that you like about the stream. You can find us at Facebook at facebook.com/Secret Sex Dungeon, and also we're over on Instagram. You can find us there at the same things, instagram.com/Secret Sex Dungeon. Until next week, tonight I've been joined by Beck playing Ko, Matt playing Magnus, Alex playing Davos, and his sister Nikki playing Nefaris, and Jordan playing Syl. Earlier, Kelvin was playing Thorax. Until next week, we'll see you soon, and thank you for watching. Okay, bye.